So let's learn some of the important regular ER verbs. These verbs will have the regular ER endings. So they're not changing. These are the regulars. Vender, to sell. I remember this one because I think of a vending machine. A vending machine sells you something. A vendor is a seller. So vender is to sell. Deber. This one's a little tricky. It can be to owe something, like I owe you money. You would use deber. Or it could be must. Like, I must do this. Like, debo hacer mi tarea. I must do my homework. Could also be translated as should. So deber is to owe, or something that you should do or that you must do. Correr, to run. I don't have any good tricks to remember this one. Correr is to run. Comer, to eat. You'll probably use this quite a bit. Comer. Suceder. This one is a little bit odd. It means to happen. Usually it's used only in the third person, like something happened, but suceder, to happen. Aprender, to learn. I hope that you're doing a lot of this. Aprender. So you might think of this about apprehending something. If you apprehend something, you grab a hold of it. So I think about this as gaining knowledge. You're grabbing a hold of that knowledge and you're learning it. Sometimes I have to stretch it to find some way to remember. Responder. This one's not too bad. This one's very similar to the English respond. Responder. Meter, to put in. So I like to think of this like a parking meter. You have to put in a coin. So meter is to put in. So I think of a parking meter and I'm putting in the coin. It can be that, but it could also be like you're putting the dishes in the dishwasher. You're putting the sodas in the refrigerator. It's putting something in, but I like to picture in my mind a parking meter and I'm putting in the coin. Beber, to drink. So I see the word bebe in here and I think of a bebe drinking its bottle. Now, a bebe would have an accent on it, but you can stretch it a little bit. So to drink. Pretender. Now, this does not always mean to pretend. It could be, but it's not always just pretending something. Pretender is to try something. I hope that you all are trying to learn Spanish. So this would be a good place to use pretender. I'm trying to learn Spanish. If you translate it as pretend, if you say, I pretend to learn Spanish, it's kind of stretching it, but it almost kind of makes sense in a weird way. So pretender can be pretend, but mostly it's to try. You're starting to do something. You're starting to take the steps to do something. Corresponder, to correspond. Now, this could be literally correspondence, like you're writing to someone or someone's writing to you, but it's also like a mutual understanding. This would be almost like the I get you. You understand what they're saying. So it could be literal correspondence or it could be like, I understand what you're saying. Depender. This one's not too hard. If you want to say it depends, like if you're asking a question and your answer is it depends, you would say depende. Recorrer. This one's a little bit of a tongue twister because the R at the beginning should have the R sound. So recorrer. It's got a lot of R's in it. This is to travel around or to travel through. Like if you were going through a museum, you would use this verb. If you're going through Disney World, my favorite place, you would use this verb. So this is more like traveling around. You're traveling through, you're sightseeing. Or maybe you've got to go around town to do your errands. You would use this verb. Comprender. If you use the comprehend definition, this is easy. Comprender, to understand, to comprehend. Comprender and comprehend are very, very similar. So comprehend is a synonym of understand. So I hope that helps you understand some of these verbs and give you some of the little tricks to remember them. Remember, these are the regular ER verbs in Spanish.